Hello everyone, I'm Outback-Zero and welcome back to Thingamajog. Star Trek Resurgence. Thingamajog. Being the idiot I can be, I'll just say random BS. Just like my mouth. Okay, that was weird.
You saved as many Elydian lives as you could. And more importantly, you looked after your crew. That's what counts. You have to look out for your own, first and foremost.
That doesn't change the fact 15 lives were lost out there.
True. But 5 times more than that were saved. It's all a matter of perspective. Unfortunately, the Admiral...
Hold on. Whoops. I keep forgetting to not press escape, but space.
I'm sure it's a huge blow to the Elydians. I hope they don't blame us. We suffered our own losses as well.
How are we getting our away team back?
Ambassador Spock and the rest of the senior staff are waiting for us in the briefing room to discuss just that. I wanted a chance for you and I to speak first, given the circumstances. While protocol might suggest we alert Starfleet about our situation, missing crew, the data breach, possible threat from the Hotari, or Khan, I think we're better off keeping this to ourselves.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Under our control.
This is not under our
You know
control.
what's at stake for me here, and what is at stake for you, too. I can't afford another mission gone wrong.
It's already going
I'm
wrong.
really counting on your support. I don't want to raise a false alarm just yet. I have every confidence we can wrap this up before it gets any worse than it already is.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Captain, but this isn't about you. The lives of everyone who wears a uniform are at stake.
You need to remember the bigger
I don't
picture
see
here.
it that way.
We're ready in the briefing room, Captain.
On our way.
Yeah, get pissed with me, but I'm serious here. And was disappointed by Jara's refusal to support his decision to weather the alert to Starfleet.
Is there any update on our efforts to trace the Zeldy's warp signature?
Unfortunately, no. Somehow they were able to mask the signature and block our ability to track their trajectory.
I'm also concerned about what went with them. A Taconian energy source.
Sidron referred to it as the Cartabula.
Yes, I've been analyzing your tricorder scans. This Cartabula is more powerful than any energy source on record. It disabled our ability to warp and likely created the ion storm.
Something that powerful in their hands?
We have to find that ship.
It could be anywhere by now.
Literally anywhere.
I have faith in our away team. They won't give up easily, and if they can somehow manage to stay alive, then maybe they could get word to us about their location.
That'd be a hell of a lucky break.
Right now, we need all the luck we can get. The Takan also compromised our systems when Petty Officer Maris stole data from our computer core.
We're assessing what was lost as we speak. It's just too soon to say exactly what they had access to.
Starfleet needs to know about this.
We're not contacting Starfleet until we fully understand the situation. There are too many unknowns.
They stole our data. That's reason enough to warn Starfleet.
But the captain does have a point. It might be better to wait until we know more.
We shouldn't take any chances. We should at least alert Starfleet that our system was compromised.
I agree with Commander Rydek. We should let Starfleet decide how they want to handle it.
And essentially tell them this mission was a failure before it's even over? No. That's not how we're gonna do it. Not on my ship. I want to speak with the Hotari and get to the bottom of this before we get Starfleet involved.
I expect we'll meet resistance. The Hotari think we violated our neutrality by entering their minds. Assuming the negotiations are off, we no longer have an official role here.
We still have a responsibility to the Hotari and the Elydians.
The Takan are a threat to both their civilizations.
No. They're a threat to us all. The device Commander Rydek found in the Taconian vault is an advanced delivery mechanism for a complex biogenetic transformation process.
Meaning what, exactly?
Not only are they bioforming innocent hosts, transforming them into Takan, They're taking the DNA and engrammatic data of a specific Draconian and displacing that of its host.
It's a literal... What's the word I'm looking for? Consciousness on a bottle. Or genie in a bottle, I guess the right term here would be. And by, I guess, jamming it into someone is just rewriting everything about the person and forcing them into Takan. It's probably why the Takan was able to, like, disappear for such a large length of time. Because of that biomechanical processing. The best way I can really describe it, or think to describe it, would be kind of similar to... Well, by concept, describe it, is... the architects from Subnautica. I can't remember the name. I think they were called the architects, since they were also biomechanical in nature. I mean, I could be completely wrong about the science behind it, but those two concepts do seem to correlate some way by making the comparison.
It's a hostile takeover on a cellular level, bringing individual Takan back to life, one by one.
And what happens to the host?
It's hard to say exactly. Some of their memories remain intact, but the implanted Draconian identity appears to have full control. In time, all that remains of the host may be lost entirely.
Like a parasite.
Exactly. Petty Officer Maris called herself a scion of the Flame, but the computer had no information about it.
She also
Because
shot
we got
the hell
live
out of
net.
my ship as she escaped and nearly killed a few of our crew. So we know this about those scions. They're dangerous.
Well, more accurately, well-trained. Should be informed. Yeah, because that's the logical decision here. And those... Yeah, you. Whoops.
Have crossed a line. That much is certain. However, meeting with the Hotari could offer insight into their true intentions, under the pretense of an apology for betraying their trust and trespassing on their territory.
Given the options, this might be our best chance to find out more about what they have planned.
I couldn't agree more.
With the Cartabula gone, I can confirm we have regained warp capability and the use of our transporters.
Excellent. Commander Ermot, see if we can arrange a meeting on Hotari as soon as possible. As Ambassador Spock suggested, under the pretense of an apology.
Aye, Captain.
Nice work, everyone.
You're long overdue for a Duridium infusion.
It looks like I am.
Aside from almost running out of Duridium, you're in good health.
Nice to get some positive news for a change.
You, I don't worry about. The captain, however,
Go on.
you see it, don't you? He's desperate. Withholding intel from Starfleet just to save his reputation. That's not normal behavior for a captain. I was relieved you called him out on it. Which
Well,
was
I've called him out
surprising since
on
you
it
followed his
twice
orders to
by
blow
now.
the bolts back at Starbase. You've spent enough time with him now. Seen enough of how he runs this ship. If there's something wrong, as the ship's doctor, I need to know. Don't sugarcoat it. You know I wouldn't.
To be honest, I'm worried about him. It seems like the stress of this mission is getting to him. He has so much riding on its success, and I am concerned he'll do something rash to ensure it.
To know we see eye to eye on this. And I want to be clear, I care about Solano, I really do. I've been his doctor for years. There are more important things at stake than offending an old friend. If it gets any worse, you know where to find me.
Right, because the medical officer can, within the chain of Star Command, can... I'm trying to remember the word here. Can categorically remove the captain from his position. And then from there, the idea would be that the first officer would take control. So...
Jara.
Monitor your duridium levels. I'll be right back.
How's your wound?
Like it was never there.
Save for the
Feel lucky
scouring.
you were there with me. Without you, I'd be, well... Thank you for saving my life. Even with the wonders of your technology, it wouldn't have mattered if you'd left me for dead.
I should be thanking you. You took that disruptor shot for me. Without you, I might be the one in sickbay, or worse.
Well, I couldn't just let you die. Not after all you did to help.
I won't forget it.
We saw the truth down in those mines. What Sidron and Galvin really are. Who they've become. The lengths they're willing to go to.
Well, penultimately, that might not... I know I'm pausing a lot. I am very sorry. That might penultimately not be their fault. They could have been fucking around with the Dakan technology and accidentally jabbed themselves with one of the consciousnesses inside those things. So...
To that Lydian. It's hard to accept. That everything I thought I knew, so much was a lie.
It's always better to know. No matter how awful, the truth is better than living with a lie.
I am coming around to that thinking as well.
Commander Rydek, you're needed on the bridge at once.
What is it?
The Hotari have agreed to meet.
Okay, stowaways. Right, we would have transported ourselves to the back end of the ship.
They haven't found us yet.
Yeah, only a matter of time.
We can't just wait to be rescued. We have no idea when or if the Resolute is gonna catch up. But if we can get access to the Zeldi systems, we might be able to figure out what the Takan are up to. You got somewhere we could do that?
You got somewhere we can do that? Yep. Gotta admit, I've resisted the urge of calling him a very inappropriate name.
Based on how this is reinforced.
Especially with the head shape, so...
A straight laser blast can cause a piezoelectric rupture and blow a hole in the ship. Better be careful.
Come on, Carter. We need to stick with the tall guy.
Tall guy.
Looks airtight and climate controlled. Must be where they put the precious cargo. Up there? Alright. Etzelar, let's do this.
The internal sensors.
The what?
When they scan the ship for life signs, they'll know right where we are.
There must be devices that perform the scan.
Right there.
If we can hack
And
them...
there. There's several of them around the room.
Got it. We'll disable them.
How? They're too high to reach, even for me.
Hey, even
Not
for
too
me.
high for our phasers.
Low power, Nelly. Let's not set off any fire alarms.
I got the ones over here.
Got one.
Oh.
Another down.
Hurry, Carter!
I am. Only one left.
Oh, up there.
Here it comes. They won't be able to detect us.
That buys us some time.
Now that the Zeldi has its power again, I might be able to access some of the ship's systems from here. I'll take care not to give away our position.
The Takan might not even know we're still on board this ship. Miranda only saw us transport away. She probably thinks we're back on the Resolute.
Miranda.
Don't give up on her yet, Carter. For all we know, she was trapped, watching it happen. Fighting it the whole time.
It never hurts to hold on to hope. Especially when it's someone you care about.
And I know it looks bad, but we're gonna get her back. I won't let her go. I know it seems like we could never...
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. But I'll let them hope.
But maybe there's a way to turn her back and Miranda could help us stop the Takan.
Fair fucking chance, but...
Here, on the ship. Just because the Trill joining is permanent doesn't mean the Takan bioforming has to be.
I've heard enough of your prattling on about your friend. You have to think like a soldier. She's our enemy now. She'll be dealt with like the rest of the Takan.
My friend Miranda is not responsible for what she's doing. The Takan have taken control of her mind. We certainly can't kill her for it.
Speak for yourself. If anyone threatens the Empire, they are the enemy. It's just one life, and it's already been lost.
You don't get to talk about Miranda.
You don't get to ignore the truth.
We don't like this any more than you do. The Takan are a threat to all of us. They turned our crewmates too. Do you really think they're gonna stop there?
All I know is that more of my people have been lost to the transformation than yours. Not to mention my admiral and the others who didn't survive your rescue attempt. Our losses are mounting. Yours are just beginning.
We're stuck on this ship, same as you.
I'm blocked out of helm control. Propulsion? And they're closing down systems faster than I can check them. They're always changing these interfaces. I can hardly keep up.
Let us help.
Fine.
Fine.
They're using a senior officer's access code to lock down our systems from the bridge. The Takan must have turned someone in command.
Here's something. I can see the course they have plotted in. The Zeldi. That's where we are.
That's not exactly news.
The Lydian fleet has explored a lot of systems, but it's all in the opposite direction of where we're going. We're headed to the edge of the galaxy.
Nothing but uninhabited systems along the way. And if we keep going, we'll leave charted space. A lot sooner than I like to think about, too.
That can't happen. We need to take control and turn this ship around. Get back to the front lines of the battle for Elydia.
We are on the front lines. They're going to do this all over the quadrant. The whole Federation is at risk.
That is a possibility, but it's already a reality for my people.
I'm sure it's pretty damn real for the people who are trapped in their own bodies controlled by the Takan. You can't just turn your back on them.
I'll take this ship without you if I have to. And I'll bring it back to Elydia, or I'll destroy it. I won't let it stay in the hands of the enemy.
Think strategically. We stand a better chance by working together. You're right to be angry, but it doesn't do any good to turn it on us.
Fair enough.
The most important thing is that we get
Ooh, I'm gonna check Carter now. Carter!
control of this ship, so that we don't end up so far away that the Resolute can't ever catch up to us.
And if we control the Zeldi, that also means they can't use that Cartabula thing.
I'm not sure we can do much more from here.
What's this? It's a data stream.
It looks to be a two-way communication.
Let me see if I could put it through a demultiplexing processor.
Can you get that clearer?
I'm trying. Okay. That should do it.
Hello? Can you read me?
Itasca, is that you?
Major!
It's my lieutenant. Where are you?
I'm here with some of the others. We're trapped in the ATP.
Our artillery targeting platform.
The bulkheads are sealed, and ruptured power conduits on the other side are discharging at high voltage. Major, we've seen Sidron and the other Atari, and if we can get free, I think we'll be able to overpower them and take back the ship.
Itasca, are you still there? Itasca, are you still there?
You shouldn't trust anyone else you meet. The Hatari have been transforming people on the ship. We've seen it happen.
Bioforming.
It's only a matter of time before any remaining crew are turned against us. You have to come and help us.
I gotta ask, are you sure that's really your comrade?
It's Itasca. You're going to have to trust me. I know Lieutenant Itasca well. That's her. Clear and not under duress beyond our current circumstances. I'm sure of it.
You better be right about this.
If I suspect something is amiss, I'll deal with Itasca myself.
Remind me not to get on the bad side.
We'll make it to you undetected and we'll free you from the ATP.
We'll be ready and waiting, sir.
I may not know the computers very well, but I know every inch of this ship. I can get us there, safely, through the back routes.
Nice. Unmasking. Right, one of them is been turned. And the advisor still with them is still Takan. So they've got like a Takan infiltrator on both sides.
You may approach.
Your Majesty, an apology is in order. The Federation...
Spare us your apologies, your excuses, your pathetic explanations. You said you were here under the pretense of peace, yet you trespassed into our minds. I should have known you were lying when you said the Hotari should have control of the mines. Just a ruse to conceal your true intentions.
I take full responsibility for my actions, which were entirely my own, not the Federation's.
How noble.
Your Majesty, if I may.
What? Sorry, you. Oh, Galvin. So, yeah, he's the other one that's been hit with the Takan stuff. I gotta remember to hit
Your
space.
actions nearly caused a war.
I was addressing the Queen.
Galvin speaks for the Hotari now.
Fortunately, we were able to resolve this ourselves despite your interference. The Illidians have agreed the mines will remain under Hotari control.
We now recognize the Hotari as the sole authority in this region. Your presence here is no longer necessary.
So you can consider the matter resolved.
Why would you do that? You've given up everything and gained nothing.
We have peace. Fairness was never part of the bargain.
I thank you for coming. But the sooner the Federation leaves, the better.
The hell we will.
Captain.
What about my crew trapped aboard that ship? Or what you did to my security team? The data you stole? I want to make one thing clear. No one is to leave Hotari space without Federation approval. No one.
You think you have that power, when in fact you have none. You came here under the presumption you would be the ultimate authority. That you would show up and render judgment in this petty dispute over precious resources between lesser people. But instead, your arrogance and self-interest was your undoing. Blinding you to the real power at work here. Something far beyond your feeble imagination.
Enough of this nonsense. You're not fooling anyone. We know you're Takan.
Takan. A word I haven't heard in a very long time. At the height of our power, the Takan Empire spanned hundreds of thousands of light years and trillions of Taconians.
An empire that encompassed what is now considered Federation territory.
What's yours was once ours, so it feels only right that we reclaim what was lost. Everything you hold dear will be gone. The first of many painful losses to come.
You do realize this will never work. The Federation will stop you no matter what it takes.
Will they? From what I can tell, the Federation is little more than a loose assemblage of the weak and the misguided. But I certainly invite them to try. You might be surprised how many want to be part of the most advanced civilization the galaxy has ever seen. We will not stop until we've reclaimed what is rightfully ours. Imagine what a queen, a starship captain, or even a Federation ambassador could accomplish if their power was wielded by a truly superior entity. In the face of such impossible odds,
they've all been
against an
turned.
adversary so
Okay.
clearly more advanced in every way, the only logical choice is to submit.
Never.
Your logic is flawed.
Seize them.
Get us out of here, now!
Rydick to Resolute. Beam us out.
Yeah, you guys, send your Cartabula away. We now have access to our
You
gear
ever done
again.
something like this before?
Close quarters combat? Infiltrating an enemy stronghold?
Something like that.
I once spent 6 days crawling through sewers during the siege of Tofar Ket to retake the citadel there. That's just one of many campaigns I've served in. My dress uniform is well decorated.
I'm glad we're here with you. We need your kind of experience.
I should say you do. And I'll be glad to have Lieutenant Itasca with us. She fought shoulder to shoulder with me in that siege.
So you're pretty close, huh?
She's like a daughter to me. She's saved my life more than once. She's more than just a comrade in arms.
Don't worry. We'll get her and the others free.
I'll worry less when that's been done.
I'll
But once
worry
we have
less
my
when it's done.
comrades, proper soldiers, we'll be able to retake the bridge. Then, our fleets will catch up to us. The ATP is just down that corridor.
Is this the artillery platform?
This is the power distribution for the forward armament cluster. There was combat here. Disruptor burns on the walls. Signs of a grenade detonation.
If there was a fight, the Takan might still be nearby.
Maybe my people killed them.
Or they could be waiting for us.
And that's a problem for when we meet them.
The distribution conduits have been knocked loose. The currents in those lines would be lethal. Is there any way to power those down?
Each circuit has a control panel that regulates power to the magnetobanks.
I can track connections between the power lines and the control panels. I should be able to clear a safe path to your crew.
We'll get the door open here.
You two are gonna have to, like, guard the T corridor here. Just in case they come through.
It's heavy.
Oop, through. It showed that console specifically, so I'm assuming it's this console. Okay, descend. Not liking this gas, man. My thought is like, why are we wearing some sort of face gear for the mask? Or from this vapor? There's this one. Which is probably why they gave me another. Oh, that one's electrified. Don't go near it. That one's electrified too. Okay, up this ladder. Ooh. Yeah, bugger.
Federation, you made it.
Barely. There's a lot of collateral damage out here.
They'd backed us into a corner.
We did that to drive them out. Put some space between us and the enemy.
Oop. Head down.
They're here. Get down.
I think they've given up on capture.
We'll never make it if we go back that way. You, give me a hand with this.
Barricade. Unbarricade.
Go! Go! Behind us!
Okay. Explodey boys.
Take the lead. We'll keep them busy.
Oh no. Someone gonna get crushed. Ow. Okay.
Fall back!
Shit.
Hold them back! We can't let them reach the stairs!
Ow.
Come on, hurry! No!
No! You can't just run in there.
Must live to fight.
Save who we can.
We let the enemy take them. Hadri and Private Turo.
They weren't the only ones. But if we hadn't, it would have been all of us. I'll have to live with that, and I'll answer for it when I die. It's not the Illidian way to leave one of our own behind. It's a sin to do so.
We've lost people too. I know it's not easy.
What makes it worse is that when we were in there, trapped, Hadri is the one who said that we had to live to fight. And we all agreed. We said if one of us was taken, the others wouldn't stop. We'd keep going, make our way to the bridge. They died so we could fight on.
The Takan don't want them dead.
They want to steal their bodies. And steal their minds.
The Takan knows everything the host knows.
That means they know our plan.
Yeah,
they know we're heading to the bridge.
Tylus, you should be in sickbay.
I'll finish this.
I couldn't just lie there knowing the entire fate of Hotari hangs in the balance. How did it go? You look exhausted.
I'll have to be honest.
I'll be honest? It was a total disaster.
That can't be true. I heard a rumor that they'd made a deal, that the Illidians agreed to peace. After what we saw Sidron do to the diplomat in the mines, I could hardly believe there was hope, but then... Is that true?
I'm afraid the truth is far worse than that.
There's no deal.
They're all Takan.
No. They're all Takan now. The Hotari, the Illidians, everyone.
No. That can't be true.
I'm sorry.
I had to be honest, yeah.
Where will I go? I can't go back.
Not with losing your mind.
Anymore. Everything I've ever known is gone.
You're always safe aboard this ship. And you're welcome to stay as long as you need.
Until we can correct this situation.
Thank you.
From there, we can likely
Federation
get you back
stands
to your
with
planet.
Hotari. You don't have to doubt it for a second.
Yellow alert.
Oh boy.
Commander Rydick, we need you on the bridge immediately.
Yeah, no, this is not good.
We've got an Illidian ship, the Veskar, rapidly bearing down on our position.
Or what was the Veskar. Now I'm not so sure.
Bring it up on the view screen.
600 kilometers in closing. Still coming straight
Yo.
for us. Commander?
Should we put our shields up? Just as a precautionary measure.
I'd like to avoid escalating this any more than we have to. Whatever the hell this is.
400 kilometers in closing.
Shields up. Ready phasers.
Shields up. Phasers ready. Incoming.
Lock phasers and open fire.
Heavy damage. But deflectors still at full power?
That bypassed our shields entirely.
That's impossible. God damn it, return fire. Everything we've got. Rydick, modulate the shield frequencies. See if we can get us any cover.
Commander,
I've got this. Just keep firing.
Shields still have no effect.
That doesn't make sense.
I'll try another. There!
We've got incoming! How do they keep matching our shield frequency?
They couldn't. Unless... They've compromised our shield algorithms. They can bypass our shields at will.
What?
Captain!
He's out cold.
Captain or no, we need to get
Why'd they stop?
Damage report.
Running on emergency power. Major hull damage on decks 4 through 7. Warp core is stable and intact.
We're completely vulnerable.
Commander, we're being held by the Beskar. It's Galvin.
On screen.
Commander Rydak, where's your captain? Not dead, I hope. At least, not yet.
You're dealing with me. Is that a problem?
One inferior life form is as good as another. I have to give you credit, Commander. You survived longer than I thought you would. But make no mistake, your shields are useless, your weapons ineffective, and there's nothing you can do. I could destroy you at any moment. But I'd rather hear your pleas for mercy first. Your existence is entirely in my hands, and I'm not in a forgiving mood.
Well, if you're not in a forgiving mood, you may as well kill us anyway, right? What's the point of saying you're...
If you want to destroy us, then I invite you to do your worst. We'd rather die with honor than beg for your mercy.
You may just get your wish. I've been thinking about what you said, Commander. That the Federation would stop me no matter what. Your performance in this encounter has not supported that claim.
The Veskar's weapons are powering up.
Yeah, web clocks. The problem with hubris...
Are not mere savages. So I've decided to let you live, despite your insolence. Tell your Federation the Takan are as merciful as they are powerful. That you were fortunate to escape with your lives.
This isn't over.
I assure you, we've only just begun.
I've lost their signal.
Can you track their warp signature?
Nothing. It's untraceable, just like before.
Notify Ambassador Spock. I want everyone in the briefing room to discuss our options.
What's the status of the repairs?
Hull breach should be patched up in a matter of hours. Impulse power is at 67%. Should be fully restored soon.
Still no luck tracking Galvin's warp signature. They've all but disappeared.
Keep trying. Finding that son of a bitch is the best shot we've got.
Commander Rydak, you had the Khan after the ship was attacked. What is your assessment, given our current situation and the losses we have suffered?
It would appear we are severely outmatched.
In that case, we might have an option. Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire. If anyone could find Galvin, it would be him.
That's assuming he's willing to help us.
True, but there's only one way to find out.
Tracking
Wouldn't we
him.
need to secure authorization from the Federation Council to contact him?
The nearest Federation outpost is Angoria. I can travel there by shuttle and inform them personally of the threat from the Takan. Meanwhile, the Resolute can travel to the Delphi Ardu system in search of Portal 6-3.
I still have my doubts.
I do not. Captain William T. Riker has first-hand experience with the area and with Portal 6-3. His guidance will prove invaluable and should alleviate your concerns.
Yeah.
Delphi Ardu 4 is
Riker will be
restricted
the only one
zone
with
for
decent
good
enough
reason.
experience.
For all we know, we could be walking into a trap.
We will
Not to
be.
mention the high likelihood Portal 6-3's allegiance will be with the Takan. It's just too much of a risk. A waste of time. Time we can't afford to lose.
Right now, we have no way of knowing where those two Elydian ships are, or where they're going. Another Taconian might be able to at least point us in the right direction.
Or we're the ones pointing him right toward his fellow Takan, making the problem worse.
I am inclined to agree with Commander Rydek. Her logic is sound. This portal may have knowledge that proves to be invaluable, including information on the nature of the Cartabula. We must act on the facts at hand.
Then we'll give it our best.
I'll arrange a meeting with Captain Riker.
The fact that I got like
And I will speak
this
with the Council.
is logical.
They need to understand the magnitude of the situation. I can leave for Andoria immediately. I wish you luck finding Portal 6-3. The very future of the Federation may rest in your hands.
Well, thank you for your time, Spock. Live long and prosper.
It takes a minimum of 8 crew on the bridge to run the ship. So we can expect at least that many hostiles.
If they bioformed Hadri, they know we're coming.
Which means everyone needs to be ready for... Take cover!
Need to stop taking my hands away from the
Now what?
controls.
We need that door sealed.
We can handle that. Where do you need us?
There's an access panel there. You should be able to patch into the local system.
We'll be shot getting there.
I'll cover you. On my signal. Now!
Damn.
Give it a bit.
Looking for the bridge doors. Wait, what's this?
Got something?
Gravity. If I invert the artificial gravity inside the bridge, that'll throw anyone on the bridge right up into the ceiling.
He'll never see it coming.
And Tosca, get ready to charge.
Charge?
Reversing gravity polarity. Now!
Amazing.
Close in!
How do we get them down?
Easy, we turn the gravity back on. For inferior life forms, we certainly know how to be persistent.
What are we gonna do with them?
We don't have time to take prisoners.
So you're just gonna shoot him?
I haven't decided yet.
It's not just up to you.
I'm the ranking officer.
And we're not in your army.
These prisoners can be useful to us. But if you kill them, we'll never know.
I can live with that.
Well, I can't.
You're an engineer, not a soldier. This is clearly my territory.
You think you have enemy combatants here? This is a hostage situation. Each one of them has an innocent life inside. I'll keep watch on them.
As will I. We can't let our guard down around the enemy.
Petty Officer Diaz and I will figure out how to stop the ship.
Let's hurry.
Yes.
The rest of the Takan could show up any minute. Crystals. They're all over this place.
And are likely forming on the outside of the ship as well.
We're gonna be there in less than an hour.
We can't let that happen.
Hold on, it would take days to go this distance with our fastest ship. We're traveling at a warp factor many times greater than this ship should even be capable of. What are the engines doing to produce this kind of speed?
Probably those crystals.
Look here. It's navigational data.
We saw that already. Headed to the edge of the galaxy.
It's only a display. We couldn't use it to change course or alter speed.
We're like...
Engines are redline, running at full power. But this main drive manifold is spiking way over nominal levels.
Very dangerous.
Even at 100%. 50% output, the warp cores wouldn't push this much plasma to the drive section.
The reactor output matches the high speed, doesn't it?
Yes. Granted, it does.
These crystals, with power from the Cartabula, the Takana found a way to increase the engine output and top speed. We have to find a way to hit the brakes before we outrun anyone who could help us.
We stop it, so they can't get this ship where they're going, and enact the next phase of their plan. That is, if they don't destroy us all first. I would have thought this ship would disintegrate going this speed.
That's just two sides of the same coin.
It's what?
Either way, we both want to stop the Zeldi.
Ah, yes. And we will find a way to do it.
I hate to think what the Cartabula could do if it was plugged into something it was meant to power.
Yeah, if it's overdriving a simple ship, imagine what I can do with proper Takan technology.
These crystals are Takan technology. They seem to be active, just like the rest of their tech. Tetrametric pulses.
Tetrametric?
It's the energy signature of Takan technology. Everything they make gives off this type of radiation.
They're blocking the inputs. It's not responding at all. Everything I try, it just ignores me.
I thought you had the access codes needed to take control back.
I should, but I can't actually get to the surface, so I can't enter them here. Maybe there's somewhere else I can try.
I mean, given everything, the Eldari do have some pretty decent character to describe.
From what I can tell, the
character.
ship's systems are actively responding to input.
That's what I'm looking for.
It's the opposite of how most bridges work. They usually send commands, not receive them.
It's from an intrusive program. His control
Yeah,
station
character
won't do us any good
design.
either.
I was gonna say descriptors. It's like, no, descriptors doesn't work here.
What have they done to this bridge?
Consoles running themselves, some clogged up with crystals that are sending off tetrametric pulses.
But none of this is sending signals outward. It's receiving.
They're flying the ship from somewhere else.
Either
that should be impossible. But it explains why there's less than a full bridge crew. If they aren't flying the ship from the bridge, where are they controlling it from?
Can we assume maybe the my thoughts are gonna be the engines since they're redlining. Hello. I'm trying to scan for anything else. Can we not pick up the strange crystal? Okay, the strange crystal
Careful where
weapon.
You point that thing.
It's not active. I can't see any way this would work as a weapon. It's dead.
Out of ammo?
Not sure.
Or likely bound to, like...
That's everything. We got some answers.
I don't like what they tell us, though.
If we can learn nothing else, then what's left is to make these Takan talk. And if they don't, we'll dispose of them.
Hey, that's not how we do this.
That is enough from you.
Oh yeah, there we go. Unless they're like... Unless they're like bound to DNA. That's the thought process I was trying to get to. Unless they're like bound to the DNA of a subject to activate the weapons. So unless it's like... Unless the weapon can like detect Takan DNA in there, it will not activate.
Thought that thing was useless.
It was. No power. Until he touched it. Weapons must be biocoded.
That's
Our technology will only work for one of our kind.
I can assure you, this weapon works just fine for me.
Slow down, Arminta.
You can't control the ship with a disruptor.
But I can use it to control you.
Okay. Sorry, I went to check the how long we were recording.
The Titan's communications
few more
officer
minutes,
says Captain
then we'll
Riker
end
will be
it
ready
there.
in just a moment.
Well, at the next checkpoint.
You need to see this. The report on the data breach.
Damn. It's worse than I'd hoped. They didn't just compromise our shields. They stole the shield algorithms for all of Starfleet as well. Meaning every ship is potentially vulnerable to attack, making this so much worse than it already was.
So we're completely defenseless against the Takan.
It looks that way, yes.
I have Captain Riker for you.
Yeah, Riker,
Let's not
number
mention
one.
any of this shield business to Riker just yet. Put him through.
No, that's BS. We should explain everything that's going on.
Captain Riker, this is my first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
My pleasure.
Sir.
I wish we were all meeting under better circumstances.
So do I, although you and I have actually met before.
We have?
I was a young lieutenant on the Potemkin. You were first officer on the Tuckerman. I piloted you and our science officer in a shuttle to survey quantum resonance in the planetary rings of Residius 6.
Ah, yes. Now I remember.
You know, he gave me some good advice that day about a very difficult job. Yours.
Well, I'm not one to turn down some words of wisdom, sir.
And let me ask, as first officer on a starship, where does your responsibility lie, first and foremost? To the captain, the crew, or the ship itself?
Oh, this old chestnut. I am curious to hear what she says, though.
Ultimately, my responsibility is to the crew at large.
The needs of the many. You have been hanging around Ambassador Spock.
Yeah, the needs of the many.
The truth is, it's a trick question. Every situation is different, and there are no easy answers. And in some cases, it might not be any of those three. It could be the prime directive. Or the mission.
Yes, so perhaps we should get to the matter at hand. When you were with the Enterprise, you encountered a Takan entity known as Portal 6-3. The Enterprise was held captive in orbit until you were able to convince him to let the ship go.
All of which is detailed in the mission report.
What we want from you is what we can't get from the report. What can we use to get Portal 6-3 to help us?
I've often thought about that over the years. How a small difference in the encounter could have led to disaster. The most important thing is, don't let him push you around. He can appear as a man or as a godlike projection. He'll test you, but don't be overwhelmed by the pageantry and theatrics.
I'll stand up to him. You can trust in that.
Good, but that's just the first step. Portal is full of bluster and bravado, but he can be reasoned with. And that's my other piece of advice. You want to appeal to him rationally. You don't want him thinking you're acting out of fear.
But we are afraid of the Takan, and with good reason.
He's not the sort to suffer fools. And he'll lose interest if he feels his time is being wasted.
I suppose that's one thing we have in common.
Do you think he knows that the Takan have returned?
He didn't even know they were gone when we went there. But the moment the Enterprise dropped into orbit around Delphi Ardu 4, he downloaded the entirety of the ship's computer. So I'd expect the same when you get there.
What if he won't cooperate and we have to face these Takan ourselves?
Then we have a much bigger problem on our hands.
What I mean is, in the 16 years since you discovered this outpost, there has to have been research. Battle plans for what to do about the Takan if we encountered more of them. I need to know what they are.
If I had that answer, it would have been the first thing I told you.
We both know Command has had their share of hidden plans in the past. Like Admiral Hansen and Captain Shelby's Special Projects Division at Starfleet Tactical, devising new ways to take on the board.
Trust me, this isn't some Starfleet conspiracy to keep you in the dark. But if you two don't think you're equipped to make contact, you need to tell me now. Because there is no silver bullet here. Now's not the time to hesitate. I need to know you're up to this.
There are some things you can't be prepared for. And if there are no specific tactical solutions, we'll just have to take our chances. After all, risk is our business.
We try to mitigate that risk as best we can. But the Starfleet we know today is built on that attitude.
Well said.
There was a special task force that considered the Takan, and I was part of it. But because there were no other signs of the Empire, we determined the best course of action was to create a restricted zone around the Delphi-Ardu system. I have my concerns, but I'll clear the way with the brass for your travel into the restricted space. Just remember what I've told you. And it wouldn't hurt to read some Sun Tzu en route. Or Marcus Aurelius.
Your advice is well taken, Captain Riker. No matter what he throws at us, we'll stand up to this Takan Guardian.
I'm sure you will. Rest assured, the Federation is taking this threat very seriously. You won't be alone out there for too long.
Thank you, Captain Riker.
One more thing. Ambassador Spock said that Takan stole some data from your central computer. What's that all about?
We're still assessing the extent of the breach.
Don't lie to him.
Report as of right now.
That's it? Ambassador Spock suggested it was something more serious, which is why I'm asking.
One thing we know is that they stole Starfleet shield algorithms.
The shield algorithms? That could jeopardize every ship in the fleet.
We're still making sure our assessment is accurate. We don't want to raise alarms unnecessarily.
This is as real as it gets, Solano. I have to talk to Starfleet Command now, so I think this conversation has come to an end. I really do hope you get Portal 6-3 and find those Takan before this gets out of control.
Look, it is important that they are prepared for it.
I specifically said I wanted to keep this under wraps. I thought we had an understanding. Now all of Starfleet will hear about this.
Considering this is new information Ambassador Spock doesn't have yet, I figured Captain Riker would be the closest to communicate directly with Starfleet Command.
Now the cat's out of the bag. I have to think about the damage control of it all. You're dismissed.
The damage control. The damage control is warning them that we might not have the full. Ugh.
It's the automated Federation warning buoy. Transmitting the disable code Captain Riker provided.
That was unpleasant. Commander Ermont, what are the conditions of our systems?
All internal systems operational.
Commander Westbrook, what are your scans of the planet?
Nothing out of...
Look, I don't care what he thinks. It was a good way. If things spiral out of control, I'd rather have the entire Starfleet Federation to know what they're going up against.
So far, nothing.
Where are you?
Right here.
Prep your way, team. We don't know if Portal 6-3 will cooperate. He's not an asset. He's an enemy. So be ready for anything.
Before we get underway with this next section, I'm going to leave the episode here. Yeah, 1 hour and 4 minutes. It's a decent enough run. So if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for staying a while, relaxing, and hopefully enjoying. I've been Outback-Zero, and until next time, Outback-Zero, out.